Yeah, hello and welcome to the Banter Blitz show, the pre-Easter Banter Blitz. Let's get rolling with some games. Okay, now, who is challenging me? Elvis, my boy, is challenging me. Let's do it. Let's do it. 2951. I'm slowly climbing back up after having suffered a pretty painful loss in the German show. Elvis is not replying. Why not? Everything working well. Do you see me, hear me? I guess you do, yeah? I see myself on the stream. Yeah, it looks fine. Pretty green. I don't have a green screen currently active, so I can wear green. That's great. All right, now Elvis playing c6. Yeah, we had something quite similar in the German show. The same position, but with a knight on b8 still and the bishop on e7. Now, queen to b6 is the normal reply, but Elvis is still considering his options. I hope he has not left the building. Oh, Manchester City already leading. Okay. Yeah, I always have this brain switch, yeah, like brain switch from German to English. Yep, tricky sometimes, but now, yeah, that looks actually very okay for black. Yeah, somehow I did not play this well. Yeah, hello to the moving Dutchman in the chat. Yeah, we know each other, right, from back in the ICC days. ICC Simuls I used to play. Huh, that is working. I thought that there is a problem there on the C file. Yep, I can take it. Osco says if I could talk about my Nimzo Bogo repertoire. So what do you want to know? Any specific question? I mean, like, talk about it is a bit vague. What it is about, or the history, or things like that. I'm happy to answer questions, of course. That was my first book, the first book that I wrote. Yeah, I have a book on the Nimzo and Burgundian. It was the first book that I wrote. I started to write that in 2013, actually. 6 years ago. Oh my God. 2013, back when I was still having the regular office job. I remember writing some of that book while commuting, yeah, on the train. It is I think still quite a valid book. I think in some of the lines there haven't been that many developments. It's still very much a playable repertoire. A2 is attacked. Okay. I have rook a1, rook a7. It is not a very simple repertoire. I think it's something that is more suitable for players who like a strategic approach to chess. It's less of a tactical repertoire, even though it has some sharp lines. It focuses mostly on dark squared strategy setups, and in that way there are common themes, let's say, which makes it maybe a little bit more accessible. But it's not a very simple, let's say, repertoire. How do we... The queen is extremely annoying there. I would like to play e4 and make sure that this pin is resolved. Yeah, that he stopped. Sorry about that. At least I was able to mute the microphone just on time. Okay, now I'm looking at f7 here. Yeah, what now? Is he threatening much? Maybe h4. I would definitely like to get rid of the queens. That would be helpful. Queen c5 maybe? Yeah, that is a simple enough move. Yeah, Osco asked if that Nimzo book is good for a player with 1729. It's yeah, I always thought like 1800 is so it's not totally off. I mean, I always thought 1800 is kind of a reasonable rating for the presented lines. So you're not far off. Yeah, thanks for the game. Elvis my boy. Elvis my boy. Okay, yeah, and hello to Fuchsia. In all the chats. For me, the embedding stream also works. For what it's worth, it works. Maybe there's a browser differences between various platforms. Okay, Bö is a new opponent. Let's play. What is happening in that football match? They have 4 goals after like 12 minutes? What are they doing there? Okay, now Black here decided to snatch that pawn on c4, but now he's not doing much to trying to keep it. And if I just get it back, I will have a typical Catalan type of advantage. The big problem here is that my bishop on g2 is fantastic, but the bishop on c8 is like no words. No words. No trades. If you got more space, don't trade. That's an almost universal approach that is correct. There are just very rare exceptions to that. Okay. A move that black should not play is c5. That would be punished severely with knight b5. But I'm going to play rook c1 probably next and threaten knight b5. It's not going to be all that comfortable. Maybe queen to e7 now makes some sense. Yeah, still the bishop on c8 is not leading a very comfortable life. Now, knight b5. Knight b5 looks like a problem. However, I can also just take on d7. That should also win material. Yeah, going knight b5. Not sure. Both moves look like they should win. Now, let's take that. And now, I got knight f7, I got knight c6. Tough to determine what is best. Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, and I won the queen. There was no way out there. That was just too bad a position out of the opening. Thanks for the game, Bö. Probably. Okay, now, here we go. All right. There's somebody in the chat, perpetual stalemate, and this is a perpetual banter match, basically. My score against Schelling is 40-33, so I'm still leading, but not by much. Schelling has a different recipe now here in the Catalan. Let's see how he plays it. I have to admit that I don't know this so well. Yeah, this is one of the lines where I never thought that that could be any good, and that became fashionable. Somehow, it's played by some strong players. It looks pretty awful, in my opinion, somehow opening everything up, but black might be able to equalize it. It has been played by a strong player, so, and Schelling is certainly not playing it. Whoa. Really? Why does that work? Schelling is not just playing it. Why am I not just winning the c4 pawn? Interesting. Okay, now if I take with the knight, there is knight b4 and then some. That is a funny line, yeah? Knight c4, knight b4, queen b1, bishop e4. That looks positively strange, very strange. If I take this, however, yeah, maybe he has enough compensation. I don't have the greatest development. Okay, I would like to play knight c4 at some point. I should probably get the queen away. Oh, there is mention of a gambit line, the halibut. How do you pronounce that? Halibut gambit? What is the halibut? Is that like is that a fish? Like Heilbutt in German? I only recently learned that this has a name. I always thought it, I mean, if it has a name, I would have thought it is just like they gift me a pawn variation. I didn't know it has a fancy name. Okay, now what's going on here? The queen is covering the knight, and I would like to trade this here. The bishop on c5 looks is annoying simply. I don't think that c4 b5 can be any good. Yeah, maybe black has enough compensation because I cannot really do all that much. All right, interesting. Okay, knight d2 maybe. Trade. Black still is quite active, so I'm not certain that this is all that fantastic. So now they take with the knight, queen e2, I can take b4, so it's not going to be a problem. The d2 knight is unprotected, yeah? He's got check, it's not a big issue. Now, how do we continue here? Maybe knights, queen c4. Get this back to the game. Yeah, my rating here on Chess24 is not terrible, but it has no relation whatever to to FIDE ratings or something like that. So he's getting the D pawn, the B pawn, right? No, he's not, because I have rook B1. So rook B1, queen E5. I should play in a way that he cannot capture it immediately. So maybe queen F4 here. Now queen B2, rook B1, yeah? Okay, yeah. I see, yeah. E2 is still attacked. Is there a way to keep a bit of pressure at least? No, I don't see it. B2 is just hanging. Yeah, that leads probably nowhere. But at least with the knight on d4, that looks quite comfortable. Yeah, it doesn't look like any chance to win though. The main problem is that my rook is on f1 and it's not doing anything. A rook e4 maybe his idea, or I don't know. Let's step out of those forks. Okay. Now I'm just losing on time here. I have to speed up. Intending rook a5. Now rook d7 on the cards. My idea is h5 and knight g6. Playing for mate. Yeah, it was a pretty nice idea, but the time. Yeah, I just spent too much time early on, and then it didn't work out, which is a bit of a shame. That was a nice idea still. And of course, if I got time, I can just play it for a win with no. I mean, like, this is just eternally better for white, of course. But I don't know. I burned too much time. Where did I do that? Pretty early on, right? Yeah, I burned too much time right after the opening. Yeah, thanks for the game sharing. As usual, it was an interesting game. Now, as Michel, I know Michel probably. Let's play. Yep, let's play. Getting another Catalan, I guess. Maybe not. Yeah, this is just a bad line for black. That you ever still get on the board quite frequently. The main problem with this line is that everything is better for white, like a lot, and you're sometimes, you're sometimes not choosing correctly the best continuation. Okay, now even knight g5 comes into, could be good. Interesting. He played in an interesting way, giving this up. That's very unusual. And maybe not so bad, you know. Maybe it's not so terrible. Yeah, that's. I probably did something wrong. Not sure. Because I mean, black's position is somewhat playable and it shouldn't be. It really shouldn't. But let's see how it continues. Get bishop e3 next. For rook d4 maybe. Also e5 is part of this position. Now, yeah, rook d4 maybe, gaining a useful tempo. Now a4, b4 stuff, rook b4 is also possible. Let's go rook b4. And now, how do we continue here? He does not have many squares for the queen, but he's got a5. Like bishop f1, queen a5. Yeah, this is also going to be probably better for me, but nah, not sure. Queen f1, I mean, that could be... It's a very technical way to do it, but not a bad way. It's not easy for him to not trade, and this is, of course, an eternally better position for white. Bishop b5, maybe. Yeah. Let's see. Two bishops. Two bishops for absolutely nothing. Now rook d4 maybe. Yeah. f4. Here we go. Gaining even more space. Now e5. There's maybe knight b6 still. Not sure that I want that. And then knight f6 still. Okay, let's do it. Yeah. Didn't want to give him the d5 square, but I didn't see how to avoid it really. Two bishops are strong bishops. At the end of the day, the bishop pair is important. Now, here or g4. G4 is also quite good. Yeah, that was a funny one. Yeah, the illegal castling game. There was a game in the European Women's Championship, and there was an illegal castling. And honestly, I mean, sometimes you think, oh my god, why didn't they see that? But this is one of those cases where you can totally believe that this could happen to you, yeah, because it was just like a completely irrelevant, rook a1 b1 thing happening, and it's so easily missed that you think, oh my god, yeah, I totally totally understand what happened there. Okay, now I've boxed him in a little bit, and now the idea is I need to enter on the queen side. A5, yeah, A5. And now king c5 coming. Not queen, not king. Oh, I've got no time. I only saw it now. Didn't pay any attention to the time. That could be tricky. Now the knight is completely dominated. Cannot move at all. I resign. Yeah, I think I'm doing it. 15 seconds is enough for me to convert that. Phew. All of a sudden, I looked at the time like, oh, okay. Thanks for the game. As Michel, I don't know. Now, Talas Melt. Is Melt a new opponent? No. Most people I have played really over the years. It is really years. Have I played him? Let's just go. Let's just go for it. Laclate. Ah, tons of games. Maybe he changed his handle. Yeah, that's very much possible. Changed the name. D4 is not going to happen. Yeah, that was fun. Illegal castling, but it happens. We're all human. Yeah, I don't like this line for black. Yeah, he's going to play just d3. This is not great, but I just want to do something a little bit different than what you usually do in these kind of positions. Yeah, in the databases, I don't know what they do with this. Illegal moves. Sometimes they split it up, like 2 games, 1 game to the position where it happened, and then yeah, this is sometimes done. What a rotten position. I really hate this line. And it's not like, I mean, I've never studied it for black, but if I continue to play it, I mean, even if it's just banter, I should look it up. I mean, this is just absolutely horrendously bad. Black's position absolutely sucks. It totally sucks. What a bad position. Really awful. That's cool. There was a game where one side played both castles in one game. That is very cool. And I have to be a lot quicker. I'm down on 1 minute something. Absolutely have to be quicker. I don't think that what White did was the best possible continuation. Still not very happy about this position, but it kind of felt even worse than this. Yeah, I can get a little play against the A-pawn. It's not much. You have to be very, very modest. But it's kind of okay, probably. You have to stop. Have to stop A5 here. This position is of course extremely closed and I don't really see much else than shutting it down entirely. But I've caught up on the clock, which is something. White has d4, of course. Yeah, that is what white is going to do. Yeah, I can do absolutely nothing. He's offering a draw. Yeah, no, it's just totally locked up. I mean, if anything, white is better, of course. But I completely misplayed the opening, so I'm not unhappy about it, considering how bad the position was. Okay, yeah, got a new challenge here by Dovo Chess. He has an excellent score against me. What is it? Oh, he's not a premium? Oh, that's very irritating. Okay, I have to cancel that. He always was a premium, so I just looked at the name and I accepted. So I'm sorry, even if you always provide for good games. Yeah, you're not a premium, buddy. I cannot accept you. Just cannot do it. There was a question by Play the Grope, cool username, in the Twitch chat if I'm planning to go for the Grandmaster title. I'm not. I'm totally busy with teaching, writing, and so on. And I'm very happy with those activities, and I'm not really a huge fan of classical time control chess anymore. So I'm not focused at all on longer time control games. So it will be very unlikely that I get a GM title. I really prefer to create content and teach and these things than playing. It's just how things developed over the years. Okay, now how do we get this attack going? This bishop on b3 is an annoying piece. I tried to trade it, and then I would also get c4. Yeah, this was my intention. Covering d5. I don't quite get the question here about the semi-Slav and the Queen's Gambit. Maybe you can elaborate further. I'm not quite sure what you ask. Yeah, b5 is tossing a pawn for the b file. If he takes it, I just play rook b8. Yeah. Take the... you don't have to transpose to the Queen's Gambit decline from a semi-Slav. It is possible, but it's not something that white can force upon you. It's a matter of how you respond to white's different systems, but you don't have to transpose. If that happened to you, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing if this transposition happened, but if it happened to you, it is not something that Yeah, that is necessary. White played with the fianchetto. Okay, I'm not quite sure how we transpose that. Yeah, this is stopping White from playing b3 himself. I want to open up files. So rook b8. This is true. Awful. Nah, that was bad. I shouldn't have allowed that. Now with bishop f6 he can trade. I mean, I think I'm still quite okay, but that is kind of... I didn't want to... Oh, he's not taking. Surprising. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just taking it right. Let's just take it. I cannot really answer that question in the chat about how the current status is on other servers. I haven't played there for a very long time. Now, how do we win this? I mean, not like I'm not winning, but it must be possible to get some advantage in this position. Let's get rolling. I'm not sure if it must be possible. That's wrong, but I need something active here, some good idea. That's what I'm trying to say. I shouldn't just be sitting around and have some ideas. Knight c6 doesn't help. I can take on f3. Oh, wow, I'm playing this badly. I'm playing this really badly, this game. If I move the knight, he can actually take the knight on e5. That is bad. That is bad. Yeah, let's secure the knight. Here. Who wants to go to h5? I don't, but I also see no alternative. Threatening queen a4. Oh, he ignores that simply. Yeah, maybe this is a correct decision to ignore it, as I'm not winning straight away, let's say. Okay, I have to be quicker. Play quicker. Now, if I take a4, no, he's not going to just win immediately. I only have this one check. I just realized he might take on g6 and just play rook f1, yeah? Yeah, okay, but that is slow, yeah? That is a very slow move. Yeah, his queen is attacked, so yeah, that's what I thought. He has to play some not too active move. And now this maybe? He can still move the bishop. Yeah, I have to play a move. My time is also not brilliant. Yeah, no, that's... Now, if he takes... Am I losing? Don't see it, so push. Queen d3, I have knight f4. Otherwise it would be probably a good move. Oh, didn't see this one coming. I think my coordination sorry, my coordination here is not so bad. I got good control on the light squares, yeah. I've got everything on light squares, yeah, every single piece. It's pretty nice. Still have knight to f4, yeah. Oh, no time. Yeah, and he actually lost on time. Like, whew, all of a sudden I realized how down on time I was. Thanks for the game, El Bucanero. Now, who is challenging me? So spielt man. Yeah. This is how you play. That's the translation. Let's go. Let's go. No move. This is how chess works in Swillerish. Yeah, that's probably true. No, I don't think he's actually really ready to play, even if the title, I mean, his handle suggests that. Okay, then let's go Talas. I can go d6 pre-move. It's one of those pre-moves that will not be terrible. This is not such a bad line for black, I think. Huh, e4. He just plays e4 there. Okay. I know, that looks odd. I don't think it's so bad. Yeah, we can play next game. The opponent from the game before, he just had some log-in, log-out issue. Right. Okay. A bit odd, yeah, all this. But white is maybe not in bad shape here. What is he? Yeah, this is an interesting situation. I would like to play e4, but he has g4. And that is probably quite a reasonable reply. Yeah. Yeah, that looks good for white. Yeah, that's what it is. There's a question in the chat about my chess team. Weren't we heading for the second Bundesliga in Germany? Yeah, we were and are still on the third place in that league, while the first two teams promote. We lost against the leading team. It doesn't look like we can manage to get to second place unless the currently second placed team is doing something wrong in the final round. But I don't really think we can be too... Yeah, I don't think we missed many chances. We maybe had some chances. No, that's wrong. We definitely had some chances to avoid a loss against the currently leading team. We lost that by the closest possible margin. And one of the issues was actually that I didn't manage to win my winning position. It wasn't super simple, but it's something that I probably should win. There was one problem, a really serious one. Yeah, and we probably will not be able to catch the second place team. Probably not. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but and now he's got f6 maybe, yeah, lined up. Let's stop that. Yeah, I would guess so. There's a question in the chat if I would consider my playing strength in Blitz to be on Grandmaster level. I think that would be fair. I also have a rating like that in Blitz. I had above 2,500, but I've lost some points in Berlin, so it's 2,480 something now. Okay, he goes for this, and I'm a bit surprised. He manages. No, he doesn't. Okay, I h4. You know, I have King f6, which doesn't help all that much. Well, I don't think King g5 is that great, yeah. Now I get to g5 myself. It's probably just a draw, but well, hey, g6, no. g6 takes. I'm definitely not accepting a draw. That's completely out of the question. Take. I can also do this and play b5. Okay, now take this. And now shuffling to, not shuffling, going to d1 is the idea. He has a counterplay with c5 that I should be aware of. I don't think I can just take d6 bishop a4 back, yeah, stopping the pawn. Yeah, that looks fine. I think I should be able to pick up that pawn. Also, it's not quite clear what his move is. Yeah. If I take on g4, let's say he does a nothing move, yeah, and I take on g4, he might have c5 then. That could be possible. So I have to check that I'm not blundering into some stuff. Yeah, that's probably, I mean, you have to do something, yeah? You cannot just sit around. this one, I thought. How do I actually win? How do I actually win this? Yeah, I think I have to move this forward. Oh, that move I just did not register at all. Oh my. I don't know. Shoot. Got no time. That could be just a draw. I don't know. With the funky pawns here. Or some wacky Zugzwang. I mean, I have a draw in hand, of course, but I can just stay and it's a draw. But am I winning here? I can always lose tempi and I win, yeah. With the pawn push, I think. Yeah. How odd, yeah. I didn't see it beforehand, but it works. Really odd. Yeah, thanks for the game, Taras. Oh, sorry. Okay, now Friedel, I don't know. Okay, let's go d5. Yeah, I know my pawn endings. I actually had no clue, yeah. I mean, I just had to do it. There was nothing else. So I cannot really claim any expertise after this ending. Any opening projects coming up by the question asked here? Yeah, well, I'm working on the d4 repertoire, of course. Keep it simple, d4. After that is finished, I'm not certain at all. A couple of things could be done, but I'm not sure what exactly. One thing that is probably not going to happen is a large project right after that d4 one. So I'm not really, I don't know, planning keep it simple, knight f3 or something. But I don't really know. It's also very much feasible that I'm taking a break from projects for a couple of months. Yes, that's true. I also considered doing an Elkines defense repertoire for black because I felt it's interesting. Now, what is white doing here? Surprised that he went back to d2. There's a suggestion, well, difficult for me, to write 1a4, keep it confusing. I actually thought about something like that. It's not really, I mean, not about exactly this, but I thought about something that could be like let's say, I don't know, whatever move, and then not keep it simple but mix it up or something like that. That's something that I've really considered doing. But I don't know. I don't plan ahead that far. There are so many things that could be done, and many other factors that are relevant. Keep it simple, the Colorado Gambit. You know, what is really a bit of a shame, but this is just how it is. There are so few playable gambits around. It's actually not so... it's not that easy to find a reasonable, sharp, whatever subject to write about. Because in particular gambit play, there's just nothing around that is okay. It's really very, very little possibilities there. Now, bishop c5 would be nice. You don't get it in. The Banco, yeah, that's true. This is also one of the reasons why I made this Banco repertoire a while back, because I think, okay, of the sharper openings, this is still kind of okay. I shouldn't trap my own rook. I'm good with those things, so I'm careful, which probably won't help. Okay, have rook h2, king f3. I just saw king f3 like, oh yeah, but I have this one. This is very, very true. Yeah, let's get this pawn going. Ah, you can just take it. That is so silly. I thought the knight is hanging. Oh my god. Ah, no. Ah. Wow, that's now, I'm completely lost now. What a terrible idea. Yeah, I don't know. What on earth was I thinking? Very strange. Very strange. My rook is completely out of play, and yeah. Threatened mate in one. King f5 is a cool gamble. If he takes c6, he's mate in one, but if he says rook f7 mate, then I'm just lost. Yeah. No, that's not going to work. He will see rook f7 check. It's not mate, actually. I can go to e5. I'm sorry. And then let's do it. Let's do it. Actually, not that simple now. Yeah? If he moves the knight, he is indeed checkmated. So, what is he doing now? It's a bit of a swindle, right? What a weird way of swindling. Is there a way to keep the h-pawn? Probably not, huh? trapping it or something. I don't see how, and probably not possible. Yeah, not really. It's just going to be a draw, so I cannot do anything there. I mean, I was totally lost, of course, so draw is not too bad, but okay, now yeah, I don't think I could win there. I'm happy that I'm not that I somehow saved this game, which was pretty terrible at more than one point. Okay, now Nacho SPT, let's play. Let's play. Now, something else. I could play the Dutch. Okay, that's not the most common way of doing this. Allowing this pawn structure issues there. But let's see, it's not bad for white, I'm not saying that. Just not very common. Maybe knight c6. I should have castled twice. It's not going to be possible, right? Online, castling twice. I mean, over the board you at least can try. Hope that they don't spot this. That rule violation. Now I would absolutely like to play b6, but not possible right now. This is interesting. Do I want to go d5 or not? I'm going for it. I mean, I got bishop d7, knight c4 stuff. Probably a4 is dropping, yeah? It looks like I could win that pawn. So let's go for it. Okay, he's got queen c2. I'm sorry. That's of course possible. No, but still. It's I think this should be playable. It's not a terrible position maybe for black. I don't know. Now I'm threatening a5. That is a really odd bishop. A really odd looking bishop. It has no squares, like 0 squares. A3 I'm controlling. Unfortunately, I really want to try to keep it like that. It'll be funny. Now, the funniest reply would be knight to d2, yeah? That would be funny. Let's do it. Just because it looks odd. I mean, it has a second point. I expect him to move the rook, and then I take e5 and play knight c4 again. Yeah, you can take on d2, and then again knight c4, trying to keep the bishop on b4, being a tall pawn. Yep. Oh, this knight is a problem. Even though I'm not winning the full bishop, right? After knight takes g2, king f2, I have to give it up on f4, but it's an important pawn. Well, that's a very important piece. Yeah. No, some things went wrong there, definitely. For white, thanks for the game, Nacho SPT. Yeah. Okay, now, who is challenging? Is there anybody I haven't played? Probably not. Probably not. Yeah, let's play Cobra again. He gave me a very good advice earlier on in the German show, so I think it's just fitting that we play again. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going to do my standard setup. I don't like bishop d6 so much here, because you will see why. I've gained a bit of time here now, yeah, and there's b5 coming. Bit annoying, really. Now, yeah, and now white is better after taking or b6. I'm going b6 because I think this is an interesting way to do it. It should be very difficult for him to ever now get the bishop out of b8. Maybe this is actually good. Oh. This is I'm absolutely jumping at this opportunity. I wanted to play f4 anyway, and now he's giving me all the tempi. Yeah, it would be interesting now to see how he's ever going to move the b8 bishop. Yeah, he wants to go f6. No. I almost don't want to play e5 and give him the opportunity to sacrifice a piece there. I almost don't want to do that. I'm also having this idea to take on d5. Like take. Yeah, this is just strong actually. I can take here. I know he's got a check, yeah. Yeah. So here, and now I'm threatening knight takes d5. What is he doing now? That is a pretty big threat. I probably still shouldn't have allowed this. I would have preferred for this to stay forever on that awful square on b8. Yeah, it's such a bad position. So yeah, knight takes d5, it was the initial idea. I just feel like he could maybe sacrifice something back and continue the game. I would like to... And now I'm taking. Pawn takes, bishop takes is a pretty bad pin. You should probably play rook e8. It's not going to help really. I have knight c7, rook e1, rook e1. That's no, you cannot hold that. Oh, that's a good move. If I take it, he's going to go rook d8. Ah, very good move. Ah, awful. I don't like this at all. I'm not certain about this. I mean, I think I'm probably still better because the pieces are so uncoordinated, but I mean, it was just like a resignable position, and now it is a game somehow, and it should not really be. Ouch. Now that was really badly played. I mean, I totally screwed it up. It was the model game really for this type of position, and then that should not be on the board. Try to push the d pawn. I mean, I think it is indeed still good for white, but it's, yeah, it still shouldn't have happened. D6, I guess, or do we have something stronger? I can also go here, right? Yeah, that makes sense. It's got no way to cover f8, in fact. Yeah, it drops. Yeah, this is still possible. Okay. And that's it for the rook. Yeah, rook has no square. Rook takes b4 probably. Still have to win. It's not... Yeah, it was a pre-move. Knight b6 still on. What the heck? What is that? Yeah, and Cobra resigns. Phew, nah, that was not good, yeah, what I did there. I mean, like, he is completely, I mean, he cannot move, yeah. And I should play that differently. That was just awful. Maybe like this, yeah, like this, and now some bishop h3, something where he cannot move ever, because you can just, I just have to, yeah, get more pieces in play, and then black is just unable to ever free himself. Okay, now one more game, and we are a little bit late there. I'm going to take a 3-minute. Manuel Prieto has a 3+2. Let's play this 3+2. Now, in order to finish on time, I should probably play quickly. I mean, not that I have to finish on time, but it usually works quite well. Some risky pre-moves, but okay, c5 is quite reasonable. Yeah, g4 knight f6 is not one of those cases where knight f6 turned out to be a good pre-move. Okay, he gave me the pawn back there with a7. Attention. Do not blunder b8. Okay, so I can already tell you now that next week and the week after that there won't be shows with me. I'm off for 2 weeks away from home, and I'm going to, as I told some people already, basically lock myself up in a cabin and work on the d4 repertoire. No videos, nothing. I'm basically just focusing on writing, analyzing, and so on. It has to be done. I have to be in complete focus to get this ready on time. Yeah, now I have a typical Benko type play here. Now, is there some funky tactic possible, like bishop e2, knight takes, rook b2? It's close. It's close, but it doesn't quite work. Doesn't quite work. I mean, this is a playable move, but it's not something that is great. He can just go, and he has to probably go bishop c1. Oh, really? Yeah, maybe that works, but it looks a bit odd to give me that really fantastic bishop. Is it a good cabin? Yeah, I guess it is. I've been there. I mean, it's not really a cabin, you know, but it's it sounds better than apartment, you know. It's not a real cabin, like, I don't know, in the Evil Dead or something, yeah. Okay, now let's snatch pawns. It's tough for him to cover e2. I think it's impossible. And we'll get e2 as well. The bishop is strong. Now, an extra rook is nice to have, and he's also not able to defend f2. Oh. And mate against Manuel Prieto Martin. Yeah, thanks for playing. All right, now as mentioned, there will be no shows the next 2 weeks, and then I'll return in the first week of May. If you are really diligent about your calendar, you can already pencil this in, that on that Wednesday, that will be May 8th, the shows will be later because I have to go to a family event, and I'll be back to make the shows a little bit later. So it will be starting at 9 in the evening for the German show, and then the English one at 10:30. So a bit of a late night show there in early May. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll be back in 3 weeks. It is, right? Yeah, 3 weeks. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.